Oh, welcome everyone to the Lukah album listening event at the Memphis Listening Lab. Appreciate y'all for coming. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for doing it.
My pleasure. My name is Ezra. I'm with We Are Memphis Music, Shangri-La. Used to work here. Still got a foot in the door. And speaking of, man, first and foremost, Kristen, the Memphis Listening Lab. Let's give it up for them.
Yes.
Y'all have never been in this space. You know, it's a listening library. They do a lot of events like this. It's free to the artists. So just a really cool, great service we have here in town.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know y'all are anxious to hear this album, as am I. Got tastes of it, but have not delved into the full thing. But we did want to do just a quick sit down chit chat before we got started. So we'll make it quick. But I do want to hear from the man himself. So we linked up last week, did an interview that I just ran in We Are Memphis. So if you haven't checked that out, it dropped today. Check that out. It's a good conversation.
Shout out to We Are Memphis.
Appreciate it. But we'll do a little bit of there's going to be some overlap from that conversation. But one of the things that I started with in that, and I want to start with here, was you've been on a prolific tear. You know, last 3 years, 5 albums in 3 years. So just kind of, it's interesting to me when artists do that. We've seen it several times from a lot of it, but we talked about Stevie Wonder, there's Wayne. You're just reminding me of these guys who feel like they've got to get this stuff out now. So just tell me kind of where you've been at, you know, artistically, and what's been motivating you.
Shouts out to the team, man. The wife, Logan, is always in my ear. Yo, man, we gotta work, man. You know what I'm saying? So, my cousin Colin, my DJ, Frank Marcel, he's always telling me each year, this year's the year. So, like, I'm just thinking, like, all right, cool. I need to put out a lot. You know what I'm saying? And shouts out to Ross. Ross is always keeping me busy and telling me, yo, we need to keep going, things of that nature. But also, man, I'm just always creating. I have certain moods. Sometimes the moods may be sad. Sometimes the moods may be happy. Sometimes the moods may be peaceful. And whatever that is, Logan can attest to it. I want to capture whatever I'm feeling right then and there. I wish my brother Cities was here because before I told him about what I was doing with Temple Needs Water, Village Needs Peace, I told him what I was doing with it, and he understood without me even having to like really explain.
Right.
It was just, I felt that the world needed balance with this project, things of that nature. So yeah, man, shouts out to being a human with emotions, and shouts out to the team.
Right.
So that's why I wanna, whenever I'm feeling something, I gotta get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
There's multiple feelings, so you might get an album where it's full of shame. You might get an album that's full of anger. You might get an album that's full of sadness, happiness. It's multiple feelings. So whatever I'm feeling, that's what I want to capture.
You've done it. That's the thing. You've been prolific, but each project is its own project. It's not just, you know, just shooting stuff out. They're like, to your point, the last album, Permanently Blackface, I'm sure you all heard it. Excellent, but a place of darkness, and it was angry but of sorrow. And this one feels kind of like the flip side of that coin, of more about healing, finding the things that, you know, bring you peace. So just talk a bit about that.
As people, you don't want to dwell in sorrow. You know what I mean? You want to learn from the sorrow and figure out how you can come out of that. What ways can help you come out of that. Like, just to be completely transparent, I've been in a kind of depressing stage. You know what I'm saying? Life. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for people like Josh, who he's the guy behind all of my visuals. That world, that's him. The shit he creates, it helped me come out of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? We recently just brought another person in, shout out to Shane. But it's things like that when Josh has these crazy ideas, and I'm like, all right, cool, it's time to get back to work. I ain't got time to be sad.
Right.
You know what I mean? And with this particular album, at the time, I was angry. I'm not gonna go into depth why, but Logan knows why I was angry.
Sure.
And that's why Permanently Blackface was born. That album was actually born after this album.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Permanently Blackface was done after this album. And yeah, man, it's just I hope I'm answering your question.
You are.
Yeah.
You are.
I'll keep rambling. But yeah, and we did it in 2 weeks. The Permanently Blackface. But anyway,
wow.
Yeah, we did that in 2 weeks. That's not like the
no, I know,
brag or
but
anything, but
sure,
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we were just trying to push ourselves. But
right.
yeah, man, it's all about how I feel at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
well, I think the order was, I thought about it. Permanently Blackface was such a winter album, and this one's much more of a spring vibe. And
summer.
I kind of like the hope coming after the darkness.
Exactly.
And,
So yeah, you don't want to dwell in sorrow, man. You want to like know that there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
That's right.
Which it is.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Especially if you go out looking for it, and I'm always looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got 2 kids.
Right.
And I gotta make sure they know how to look for it. Because like at the end of the day, unfortunately, they're gonna experience these crazy feelings that they don't even know about yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I hear my son use a word like, "Dad, what does he use now? It's fucking insane." I'm like, "Bro, what are you saying?" He said, what did he say? He said something about jealous. And I was like, "Bro, huh? Well, how do you know about jealous?" And he used it in the correct way.
Right.
And he was talking about his brother. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, bro, I know I ain't taught you about jealousy yet. You know what I'm saying? So when these kids are starting feeling these feelings, man, you kind of get worried. Like, all right, yo, you need to like make sure that they're prepared to conquer these damn feelings, because these feelings are fucking insane, bro.
Right.
Sometimes some people aren't able to get out of the so-called negative ones. Sadness and anger. I was one of them when I was a youth. Angry all the time. Pop went around, grew up in South Memphis, mama crying because she couldn't pay bills and things of that nature. I got to sell dope and all this dumbass shit. I was angry all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that for the kids. So I got to like lead the way, show them like, hey, this is how you find this. You know what I'm saying?
Those feelings of anger are valid,
Hell
right?
Yeah.
Need to be addressed,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
That's right.
It's all about finding peace within yourself. Once this is tamed, you can conquer any fucking thing. That's what I found out.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's from weight loss, that's from success, music, any fucking thing. Once you conquer this, bro, love, marriage, all that shit. Once you conquer this shit, bro, you can't be stopped, honestly. You know what I mean? And I'm human, so I fall by the wayside sometimes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I'm not ashamed to admit that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm still learning, and I gotta keep learning because I got 2 kids that remind me too much of myself.
You got to keep teaching.
I gotta keep teaching and keep learning. You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying? That shit's actually frightening that them kids remind me of myself, man. But I was a motherfucker. So, yeah.
So this project, man, you worked Real Bad Man from California, this collaborative project, produced the whole thing. I just wanted to know a bit about how you first linked up and then kind of what that process was like, just the collaborative nature of this project.
Well, he reached out to me, Ross, and the homie Ish. He reached out to us. We had a meeting, and so I waited a year until I could make sure that Logan could mix the album.
Cool.
I'm calling him Logan, but it's Hollow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Hollow. And yeah, man. One day we were in L.A. Cities of Eve, and we had a show. And I was just like, yo, I'm gonna hit this guy up. I hit up Bad Man, and we ended up kicking it in his office. Cities V came through. We had tacos and shit like that. He had these crazy like books on his table of like ninjas and pyramids and shit like that. Shit that I was into.
Right.
And that's where he got his inspiration from for artwork. And he was just playing beats, and I was like, yeah, I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. And man, eventually I recorded to like maybe 2 of the 10 that I chose. And then he started like, all right, this is the route you're going. Let me create something else.
Right.
So he started making brand new things, and as it came in, I started just lacing them. And it was a dope experience. If I'm not mistaken, I speak for me and Hollow. We learned a lot during this. He didn't know that I was a rapper / producer. he's a producer only.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he will make songs and then add drums to them, and I'll be like, what the fuck? What are you putting drums on the floor? So, but at the end of the day, I found out why he was doing it, and it made sense. And it actually made the album a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So shout out to Adam. He's really a brother now. You know what I mean? Through the trials and tribulations, we came to, and it became a beautiful project.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm anxious to get into it. I know they are, but anything else that I haven't touched on that you feel like saying before we jump into it?
Yeah, well, first I'm gonna show you all a sneak peek of the teasers that we've been cooking up. Shout out to Josh. Josh, will you please stand up and show your face, brethren? So these teasers that we're about to show you all, we are releasing this next week before the album release. It's just to tease the album. And we had a lot of people come through. Shout out to, where is he? Jake? Where are you? Stand up, brethren. He's the DP on it. Matter of fact, everybody a part of the joint. Stand up. So you can see everybody that's a part of it. Yeah. You understand? So, where's Nate? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so everybody just stood up. They had a hand in the teasers. It's a beautiful thing. They captured what the album was about. So we're gonna start off with that, then we'll go off into the album. So shout out to everybody back there that stood up because they literally came through with no money. You know what I mean? They just came through. They believed in Josh, which lets me know that they believed in my work.
Right.
Because me and Josh are like this. You know what I mean? So shouts out to you all. Thank you all, bro. Publicly, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Temple needs water, village needs peace.
Yes,
Let's do
sir.
it. Cheers.